We have a very special guest today in our studio. Hello, Neelam. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Got a slight cold, but I'm really good. But yes, it's me, Neelam Suman Kizombeira, and I'm here in Bristol.
How was your journey to Bristol from London, where you are based?
It's always pleasurable. I always get to meet lovely people on the way here, and always forever promoting. So yeah, it was a good journey. Thank you.
What's happened? Why are you actually here?
I've been invited to an event here called the Flack Festival. It's a very unique event. What makes it different from most of the events that I do attend is that he's introduced for the first time ever a live Kizomba band. Equally, there's a Cuban band, and it's nice that you've got two genres of music and dance coming together under one roof. And it's a festival that's from last night and continues tonight as well, with lots of workshops.
So basically yesterday there was more Cuban night?
Yeah. Last night was very much focused on the Cuban. We had the live band there. Sorry, I can't remember their name.
I know, it's very difficult.
Very much Kizombeira. But they did also open the other room, which had Kizomba. Tonight it's going to be the live Kizomba band, once I've done my workshops later on.
I just remind myself, you've been called Indigola. How it happened? What is connection with that?
When I first started dancing Kizomba, I came across a guy called Mr. Nino. What was generally a joke transpired into actually one of my stage names. He insisted I was Angolan, kept telling him I was Indian, and he kind of put together the word Indigola. The joke has actually spread to everyone universally knowing me as Indigola.
It's quite far from India to Angola, but never mind, the same is from Poland to Angola. So it doesn't matter. So let's go to your beginning. How actually you find out about Angolan culture and Kizomba?
I'm very much a dancer in past, social dancing, loved salsa, and was also involved in doing a bit of flamenco. But like with any discipline...
What about Bhangra?
Actually, no. It's funny enough that I actually only do that on weddings. Yeah, mistaken identity here. Funny enough, it was Kwenda Lima's brother, Jan. I remember hearing this music. At the time, they were dancing Lambada Zouk, and I remember in the corner, there was probably about 4 or 5 couples dancing something very different from Lambada Zouk. Initially, I have to say, my thoughts about Kizomba was, wow, that's a bit too intimate. I wouldn't really get into it at that point. I enjoyed the music. For me, was the music initially. So I asked him a little bit about it, and I dipped in and out for about 2 years before I actually started to dance. In that 2 years I was still very avid about dancing salsa. Funny enough, I used to go, but just to listen to the music. I'd spend the whole evening with one glass of wine and not part with that wine and just listen to this music. And then I started collecting the music, and then a friend of mine said, actually, no, you know, Neelam, there's lots of clubs that actually do dance Kizomba. Would you like to come along? And that was it. I went to what we would say is underground clubs for the Angolans, and I frequented them quite a lot. It was almost like a duck to water. It was so easy just watching them and getting in there and getting stuck in there and just dancing. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I made a few errors, but it always got corrected, and literally I invested. I really did invest time and effort getting to understand the culture, the people, picking up a bit of the Portuguese slang. And ever since then I haven't really looked back. And then I got invited to 3 months into dancing, back in 2008, there was a company, Kizomba UK, who were formed together.
And Studio Afro Latino.
And Studio Afro Latino derived from the Kizomba UK with Iris de Brito, and she invited me to come and teach for her.
I remember.
Yes. And we started in a wonderful venue called Bar 101 in Tottenham Court Road, and fond memories. And I was given the opportunity to do that, and then after that I've just become freelance, and it's been non-stop. Luckily I was in a position, I can't say that it was purely to do with my talent. Sometimes it's also equally to do with timing. Yeah, so it was a good time.
Oh. Yeah, what is your the newest project now?
Well, since I've been teaching, touch wood, and I'm very humbled by this, that I'm teaching and invited abroad and here up and down the UK. I've always had people ask me, Neelam, when are you going to do something yourself? We don't get to see your talent come forward. We don't see you do shows. We don't see you having your own night. And I said my intention wasn't to have an own night, but it was to keep on driving forward Kizomba. I believe I've contributed to that in the UK. And I wanted to form a brand, and I've formed a Kizomba family, and we start our business next week. The idea is to have a lot of intensive classes, but courses that help people to develop. There are wonderful teachers out there, and the idea is to formulate lots of basics for them, so when that's done, they're in a position to be able to explore that for themselves a lot more. So that's my idea, is to generate that, and with the Kizomba family is to go up and down the UK and hopefully touch wood abroad, is to develop the word Kizomba family.
Sounds really good.
Thank you.
Bristol so many times. You've been teaching here, and when you will be next?
I owe Bristol big time. Bristol is one of my babies. I just wouldn't want to leave. Salsa Sabrosa, Ian Craddock, was the one who introduced me to travelling and invited me to teach. He is actually one of the first people who did invite me.
Yeah, we can say hello, Ian.
Hi, Ian. I'm invited back to Bristol, and I think it's because we have a wonderful relationship between the promoters here and myself. And I'm back again on Thursday, 25th of October. I'll be here with Salsa Sabrosa teaching for
in place called Antics.
Antics.
Yeah. Thank you for you coming here. Lovely to see you in Bristol, and we'll wait for you on Thursday. Antics.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dorota.